Everyone, I'm just from church and it's so bright out there but so cold, but it's so beautiful and I just felt like shooting a video. So it's about godly work ethics that we can derive from the book of Daniel. I have my notes here, I have my Bible here. I use the Tony Evans Commentary Bible, and I also use the Holy Bible. But this one, if you are a beginner, it will help you, or not just a beginner, if you are just someone who wants to study the Bible and just learn more. For me, it has really helped me because it has more elaboration and I am able to understand it more. So I have 4 main points that we'll dive into. So let's get started. So the very first point is that Daniel was exceptional. I'll be getting these points from the book of Daniel chapter 6, and this is found in Daniel proved to be so exceptional that the king planned to set him over the whole realm. So in whatever Daniel did, he did it so well. He gave it his whole heart, and there's something that there's an energy. If you give something all your energy, your positive energy and your whole heart, it turns out so good and people are able to see it. So the king did not miss out. In our workplaces, people are always watching. Someone told me people are always watching, and it's true because I also watch people work, and there's some people who really work so well that I just enjoy being in their team. And there's some people sometimes you don't really enjoy because sometimes they can be negative and it's just like they're there for money. But if you find the people who work so well, so efficiently, so professionally, and they bring their whole positivity and they bring their whole heart in it, you feel good. So King Darius observed how Daniel worked and it was outstanding, and he felt the need to just make him more than just who he was. He became a leader, and we don't have to be exceptional so that we can become leaders, but you feel good when you go home, when you do something with all your heart. So just do that thing, be outstanding, and it just feels good. So the second one is Daniel did it for God. This is in chapter 6 verse 1. Daniel was a godly and capable leader because his first allegiance was to his heavenly king. I am a Christian, and everything I do, whether someone is watching me or not, God is watching me. So my accountability is in God. So every time I do something, I have a conversation with God. Does it make God happy? Am I pleasing him? Yeah. So if you're a Christian, you can always have your accountability on God and ask yourself, everything you do, is it worth it at the end? When we go to heaven, will God tell you, well done, my faithful servant? Or it's good, just let God be your audience, because sometimes we do it so that our managers, our leaders can see, but those are people, and people are bound to change in emotions. So, and it's not worth it to do things to please people, do things to please God. At the end of the day, I believe when I please God, I will please my patient. They may not be grateful, but I did it. I did my best and I did it for God. So I don't care what else you say. I don't care what another person says, but I know if I do it for God, he will be my audience. He will fight for me and he will bless my work. And That's all that matters. So do it for God. The rest will just come, because there's this verse that says, what does it? I will try and find it, that I can't remember. The other thing was that sometimes in our workplaces we may find people who are not on the same page with us. It's not something that is abnormal, because even in the Bible, chapter 6, verse 4, Daniel's faithfulness stirred up jealousy against him among other government officials. They hated him not because he was evil, but because he was good. This is often the response of the wicked towards the righteous. Why did Cain murder Abel? Because Cain's deeds were evil and his brother were righteous. So we see that despite Daniel being outstanding, being a godly man, there's that some people are not happy with that. They felt like he went to take away their position, but no, there is a very big space for every one of us. Daniel did not take anyone's work. He was just promoted. He did not go and root against anyone so that they get their place. But still, his proficiency, his efficiency, his outstanding nature just made some people feel insecure and made some people feel bad. So there are some people who can be like that in life. When you do good, they feel like threatened, and it's okay. I I have been studying about, not really studying, but listening to people talk about toxic positivity. So I don't want to bring toxic positivity here and tell you, oh, it's gonna be perfect, your workplace gonna be perfect, there will not be mean people. There will be mean people. I have experienced some people who we are not on the same page, and you wonder, you did not do anything wrong to them. They're just not happy, and it's okay. So in case you meet such people, just pray for them. Go home, pray for them. At first I would be so miserable, especially when I was so new and adjusting. I would feel so miserable and my peace will just go away, and I will feel so anxious just thinking I will work with some people who are not like so kind. But then I said, even if I go to another workplace, I'll still meet one or two people, or even one, who is not so kind. So I have to bring them up to God in prayer. And I started praying for them. And honestly, I have seen a big change. I do not pray for them to love me. I just pray for them to be kind, so that the workplace can be tolerable and enjoyable. You imagine going to a place where you feel someone will say something bad to you, someone will be mean to you, someone is not willing to help you. You don't have the energy to go to that place. So I started bringing them up to God, and I decided that I am capable and I am in charge of my own happiness. Someone else is not. God and we are in charge of my own happiness, and that's on them. If they are not kind to me, that's on them, and I'm gonna pray for them. They will be kind in the name of Jesus. So that's on them. You just pray for them. You just don't know, maybe they are bringing their dramas to you and projecting their problems to you. So that's okay. Pray for them. In everything, just take it to God. I realized I was not taking them to God, but take them to God. The other thing is that sometimes God places you, not sometimes, but nothing is a coincidence. Everywhere God plants you or places you, it's because you're supposed to be there. That's your assignment. and you are to bring him honor and glory, especially if you're a Christian. So Daniel was planted in a pagan environment, and when he could not bow down to the false gods, those jealous officials went and deceived King Darius to sign like a treaty that if someone does not bow to those false gods or to him, he'll be thrown into the lion's den. King Darius had like a soft spot for Daniel, despite him not worshiping the God of Daniel. See how God works? When you do something for him, even the people you think that are not for you, God will just give them a soft heart, like they'll be for you. So King Darius realized that he was like conned into signing the treaty, but now he had to keep up with his word, and he had to have Daniel thrown into the lion's den. But imagine he prayed for Daniel, and he told Daniel that may God rescue him. He saw Daniel, and he saw his God was a God of the real God. He was the real God who would rescue him. And it says that he was so relieved when the following day they went and removed Daniel from the lion's den, and he was okay, he was intact, and truly he saw God. So you may be planted in a place so that people can see the glory of God, so that people can know your God. And every time I go to work, I tell God, I know you have planted me in this facility for the honor and glory of your name, and may people see you through me, and may your presence be felt every time I go into that facility. So those are the 4 main points. And sometimes work may be challenging, but at the back of my mind, I remind myself, Jane, you have to be outstanding. Jane, you have to be professional. Jane, you have to be proficient. You have to give it your all, even on the days when I feel like, oh, it's too much. Yeah, because it can be depending, especially with the people you are working with. Some days are easy and amazing with the right team. Some days can be quite hard, but we are doing it for God, and that's all that matters. So I hope you learned something that you can take home, and until next time, thank you so much, and bye bye. Thank you.